we are ready for our weights class today. So, not quite. Let me move my chair. Now we're ready for our weights class today. All we need is a little mat space and a couple weights. If you have heavy and light, there will be an opportunity if you wanted to use a little heavier. But if you don't, that's okay. We're gonna start with our legs stretched out and just tapping our hands side to side, bringing a little motion through our back body. Checking in, seeing how everything's feeling today. And if you're joining us on YouTube, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. Ring the bell so you get notified whenever we put up a video. And drop us a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. All right, moving from here into our side bend. Nice and active. Just reaching up and over. Bringing a little space into the rib cage. Checking in with the shoulders, moving a little different direction this time. Beautiful. Couple more. And then leaning back, sliding those feet in. Start bopping your knees side to side. Starting with your feet hip width apart. Again, just warming up, bringing a little movement into the body. And if everything's feeling good there and you want to bring just a little more, bring those feet out nice and wide and start rolling a little further. Beautiful. Couple more in each direction. And then pulling those legs back in, sitting up nice and tall. Pop your knees up and down. Got our nice 80s pop jams in honor of my fuzzy sock season. It's starting to get cool here, so you're going to see a lot of those different kinds of socks. From here, rotating the hands and feet in one direction. And then the other way. And then wiggling the fingers and toes. Beautiful. All right, we are gonna start off without any weights at all in a tabletop position with a bird dog crunch. Now, I know you guys have done this with me before, but just in case you don't remember it, you're gonna reach up and out with opposite hand and foot, and then pull into the middle. Try to touch your elbow to your knee, and then switch sides. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. If you like a little extra cushion under your wrists or under your knees, make sure you grab it. A pillow, an extra mat, even just doubling up the mat that you're using. Folding it over so you have just that little extra support there. Can really make all the difference if you have tender knees, tender wrists, your hips even. We'll talk about that one later. We have an exercise you might want a little cushion under your hip for too. "20 seconds to go. Nice and steady, really crunching in, squeezing that tummy. Almost there, 5 more seconds. And time. Beautiful. All right, staying in this tabletop position, but you're gonna need your weights for this one. You might wanna go a little light on this one. Grabbing one weight, we're gonna do 30 seconds on each side with a back fly. So get a nice stable position, hands under the shoulders, weight on one side, and you're just lifting it up and out with a nice bend in your elbow. I'll tell you when to switch sides. Here we go. Depending on how you're feeling today, You might want to touch that weight down on the floor after each one, especially if you're using a little heavier weight, because we want to challenge ourselves, but we don't want to risk injury. Switching sides in 3, 2, 1, and switch. Nice and easy. Keeping the bend in the elbow. You got this. Ten seconds to go. And time. Beautiful. All right. Keeping that one weight. We're going to come up into a full kneel. And then we're going to do a halo with a wood chop. So starting down by your hip, coming up around your head, dipping back so you're working the triceps, and then down to the other side. Here we go. Trying to keep your upper body as steady as you can. Moving the weight around your head, not your head around the weight. It can be hard. Keeping that core nice and tight. Halfway done already. Beautiful. This one really works your core and your upper body. It's a lot of the arm muscles and back and shoulders as well. 10 seconds to go. Check in with your breathing. Make sure it's smooth and even. And time. All right, staying in a kneeling posture, but you're gonna need your second weight for this one. We're gonna do a sit back with an overhead press. So racking the weights on your shoulders. You're coming back just till your tush is above your heels. Come up, press overhead. That's it, 1 minute. Here we go. Sitting back and then pressing up. Beautiful. Really working your quads here. Your glutes and your hamstrings a little as well. And then of course those shoulders and back with that overhead press. Only 20 seconds left. Still breathing, because everything's easier when you're breathing. Almost there, 5 more seconds. Time. Beautiful. All right. Setting those weights to the side, we're gonna do our last 2 exercises with just body weight. You're gonna come down on one side, resting on your elbow, and you're gonna push all the way up, bringing your hip off the ground and your knee up. So you're doing a double abduction here. 1 minute on this side. Here we go. Putting your other hand down for a little extra stability if you like. But if you do that a few times and you're like, yeah, I don't like that hand there, you can put it on your hip, rest it on your leg, whatever works for you. Beautiful, keep going. Halfway there already. Almost done. And time. All right. Of course, you know what's next. We got to switch sides. So coming down on the other side. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. And each side is different. So again, start with that hand on the floor just to check in. And if you're feeling good, move it to the hip or to the leg or wherever. I don't care. Halfway done already. You got this, guys. Lifting the hip, lifting the knee, dropping everything back down, nice and steady. Ten seconds to go. Still breathing, maybe still smiling. Maybe not, that's okay too. And time. That is the end of your first set. Go grab a sip of water. We still have 2 sets to go. All right, bringing it back in. Getting in position for our bird dog crunch. Nice and stable, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Again, really crunching in that belly, tightening everything up. Reaching up and out with the hand and the foot. Bringing a little mobility through the spine at the same time as you're working really the whole back body and the front body. It's a great exercise. "20 seconds to go. Almost there. Time. All right, coming into that back fly. So staying in your tabletop, grab a weight. 30 seconds on each side. Here we go. Now, if this one's super easy for you, you don't have to set the weight down each time. If you're like me and you struggle a little bit with back flies, good form and safety are the most important thing here. So absolutely, set that weight down, make sure you're set, make sure your form is good each time. Switching sides now. So we all have our exercises that are a little harder for us. That just means we got to take a little extra care. Make sure we're slowing down, doing it right. Almost there. And time. All right, getting in position for our halo with our wood chop. 1 minute on the clock. Let's do it. Beautiful. Halfway there already. You guys look amazing. 10 seconds to go. And time. Nice work. All right, from here, doing that sit back with the overhead press. Grab your second weight. Rack them up on your shoulders. And here we go. Still breathing. You can make this one a little easier or a little harder by how far back you sit. You can always sit all the way back for a little rest break. And if you want to make it a little easier on your upper body, you can always rest those weights down on your shoulders for a moment before you do your overhead press. If you want to make it a little more challenging, hold those weights up and out a little more so you get more upper body. Almost there. 5 seconds to go. Time. All right, set those weights down into the side. If you found it super easy to do those side raises, you can add a weight here. If you were plenty challenged as you were, don't worry about it. But if you want to add that weight, just put it right here and do the same movement. Nice and easy. Here we go. Perfect, you got it. Remember, you can always change your mind. So if you're halfway through and you're like, yeah, adding this weight was maybe not actually what I wanted to do, set it down to the side. Go right back to that empty hand body weight exercise. I promise you are still getting a great workout. Ten seconds to go. Time. All right, switching to the other side. Once you're in position, we've got 1 minute. Here we go. Again, maybe you're trying it with that added weight. Maybe you're sticking with just body weight. Maybe you're mixing it up and you're gonna do half and half. Choose your own adventure. I'm gonna do half and half, add a little extra challenge, and then finish it out at the halfway point with just body weight. That's what feels right for me today. We're at that halfway mark. Nice job, you got it. Five seconds to go. And time. That is the end of our second set. Go grab some more water. We just have one more to go. All right, bringing it back in. Take just a moment before we start our last set to roll through your shoulders. Couple times forward, couple times backward. And then get ready in your tabletop for our bird dog crunch. 1 minute. Here we go. Beautiful. Looking up and out as you reach out, and then looking like you're looking down towards your belly button as you crunch in. Now, if that doesn't feel good on your neck, just keep looking at the same spot on the floor. Keep everything nice and stable. But if you like that little bit of extra flexibility, that little bit of extra motion, it can be a nice added touch. Time. All right, grab a weight, get set up for your back fly. "30 seconds on each side, starting now. Beautiful. Switching sides in 3, 2, 1, and switch. Ten seconds to go. Almost there. Time. All right, getting in position for the halo with the wood chop. Gotta scoot a little closer to my timer. And here we go. Fantastic. Bringing that weight down behind your head, working in those triceps. You got it. Only 15 seconds left. Like a big loop-de-loop, like when planes are doing tricks. I always like watching those loops. And time. All right, up next we have our sit back with our overhead press. Grab your second weight. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. And again, modify it to make it work for you. It's our third set. If you're getting a little tired and you're not sure you can hold that weight nice and steady, it's getting a little wobbly, take that rest on the shoulders. We've put our arms through a lot of work today. You can even just do the weighted sit back and leave that overhead press off altogether if you prefer. But if you're still feeling good, go right on ahead. Press it up and overhead. Ten seconds to go. Still breathing, by the way. Gotta keep doing that. And time. All right, setting the weights to the side or keeping one out for a weighted side raise. Up to you. 1 minute. Here we go. Looking good, guys. We're at that halfway mark, so you can set the weight down or keep going with the weighted exercise. Up to you. Almost there. Time. All right, switching sides. One minute. Here we go. Now, if you've done class with me before, you know, I don't care if you do the exercise the same way on both sides. Our bodies are not perfectly symmetrical. Halfway mark. So sometimes an exercise will look really different on one side than the other. That's okay. You just do the exercise that feels right for you for that side. Because no matter what, you're here, you're showing up, you're doing the work. Time. And that is it. That is the end of our third set. Grab some water. All we have left is our final stretch. Make sure your space is clear. Get those weights out of the way. And then stretching your legs out long in front of you. Taking a nice deep breath in. And a big exhale out. And then inhaling again, lift your arms up over your head. Folding forward, reaching towards your toes, your shins, your ankles, your knees, whatever is in reach for you this morning. Taking a breath here. And then as you exhale, soften down a little further. Maybe move your glasses if they're trying to fall off. And then roll up nice and slow. Rolling your shoulders forward 3 times. And then backward 3 times. I know I switched it up on you guys. Normally I do the backwards first. And then letting your shoulders relax down. Taking another big inhale, reaching up and over to one side this time. Pausing here for a moment. And then sweeping your hands down, one hand down, to the opposite foot. Grabbing whatever you can reach. And then pressing in just a little bit to get a nice stretch through the shoulder and the back. Creating a little space after we worked on those back flies today. And then release and relax, come all the way up and go over to the other side. Starting with that side bend and just holding here for a moment. And then swinging that hand down and around, grabbing whatever's within reach. And pulling in just a little bit, just until you feel a little stretch through the back of that shoulder blade. Well, through the back of the shoulder. You can't really stretch your shoulder blade, being that it's bone. One more moment here. And then release and come all the way up. Bring those legs out nice and wide. And again, arms up and overhead. Exhale and fold forward. And take a moment here just to let everything kind of sink, soften. Let your elbows droop down towards the floor. Let your head hang down. Let your feet flop in or out, however they choose. One more breath. And then sliding up, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. And then folding your feet in, bottoms of the feet together. Trying to keep your back straight for the moment. Leaning forward so you feel a good stretch through the inside of your hips, maybe the inside of your thighs. If this is uncomfortable on your knees, slide those feet out a little further, in a little further, or just support under the knees. Whatever it takes to make it a comfortable position for you. And then on your next exhale, let everything soften and round. Again, letting the elbows droop and the head hang heavy. Don't worry about keeping a flat back. Let everything round and soften. Melting like butter. One more big breath in. And a nice loud exhale. And then again, rolling all the way up. Nice and slow. And then hug those knees in tight. And we are all done. Thank you so much for coming out to play today. I will see you next week.